Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Yeah.
This one is both fascinating and frustrating, and it's going to stay with you for a while.
Oh, yeah. This one is really something else.
We're looking into the disappearance of Brianna Maitland.
A case that's been stumping people for years now.
Decades at this point, right? It all started back in 2004
Small town in Vermont.
with a seemingly ordinary teenager.
Yeah, but like you said, it's going to stick with you.
Brianna was 17,
Working at this place called the Black Lantern Inn,
in Montgomery, Vermont.
leading a pretty normal life.
But on March 19th, she just vanished,
Without a trace.
leaving behind just a whole bunch of clues that don't add up.
It's like someone just hit the pause button on her life.
Right in the middle of like a totally normal day.
Exactly.
So, okay, picture this.
Friday night.
March 19th, 2004.
It's late.
Brianna is finishing up her shift at the Black Lantern Inn.
It's about 11:20 p.m.
She tells her coworkers she's going to a friend's.
But the friend wasn't even home that weekend.
If she didn't go to her friend's,
Where does she go?
and then get this, her car was found abandoned the very next day
About a mile and a half away from the inn.
at an old abandoned house.
It's called the Dutch Burn property.
And it wasn't just parked there.
It was backed into the house.
Wheels sharply turned to the left.
Like whoever was driving was trying to get away fast.
Get away from what, though?
Was Brianna even driving?
Was there someone else in the car with her?
So many questions.
And to make it all even weirder, there were all these items found near the car.
Like a coffee cup.
Some change.
And even 2 of her uncashed paychecks.
Really?
Yeah, and it gets stranger.
What?
They found a squeezed lime in the trunk.
A squeezed lime?
Yep.
What do you make of that?
Could be a clue.
Like maybe she had a lime with her dinner?
Yeah, or it could just be totally random.
It just happened to be in the trunk.
Who knows? But it does make you wonder if it means something.
Yeah, it definitely adds another layer to this whole mystery.
Oh, for sure. And we can't forget about the missing keys.
Yeah.
If she didn't have her keys, how did she get away from the car?
Did she leave willingly with someone?
Or was she taken?
So many questions.
It really is quite the puzzle.
So I'm assuming the police were all over this right away.
Well, you'd think so, right?
Yeah.
But things didn't exactly go as planned.
What do you mean?
So the first trooper to get to the scene,
Yeah.
he just assumed it was a drunk driver who left their car there.
Oh, no.
He saw that the Black Lantern Inn was closed and didn't even think to call Brianna's mom.
You're kidding?
No, her mom's name was on the registration.
So they just towed the car
They did.
without even figuring out who it belonged to.
Yep.
Wow.
So because of that, a lot of time was lost.
Oh, man.
It wasn't until days later that Brianna's parents even knew about the car.
They saw a picture of it somewhere.
Right. And by then, who knows what kind of evidence was messed up.
Oh, it's heartbreaking to think about.
I know.
A little bit of investigating could have made a big difference.
Yeah, you really do have to wonder what might have happened if things went differently.
So once the police actually started looking into it,
They found some interesting stuff in the car.
like what?
Brianna's ATM card,
Okay.
her contact lens case, even her migraine medication.
Interesting.
These were important things for her.
So she probably didn't plan on being away from her car very long.
Seems that way.
So maybe she didn't leave willingly.
It's definitely possible.
I mean, you don't leave your migraine meds in the car if you're going somewhere, right?
All right. And some people even said they saw a car that looked like Brianna's.
Driving around that night.
Yep. Some said the headlights were on.
Others said the blinker was going.
But here's the thing.
What?
Nobody actually saw Brianna.
So she just vanished into thin air.
Pretty much. And that's where the theories get interesting.
Oh, I bet.
Was she abducted?
Did she run into someone she knew?
Was something else going on?
I have so many questions.
Me too.
I'm sure this case got a lot of people talking.
Oh, definitely. All kinds of theories.
Like what?
People were saying everything from accidental death to foul play.
Wow.
Some thought she went to a party and things went bad.
Makes sense.
Others thought it was something more sinister,
Drugs.
maybe, or dangerous people,
It's easy to get caught up in all that speculation.
especially when there's not much evidence to work with.
Right. You're just grasping at straws.
Exactly. And it's important to separate fact from fiction.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, most of these theories were just based on rumors and hearsay,
Which doesn't help anyone.
not the investigator.
And not Brianna's family.
Right. They just weren't answers.
Yeah, it's so easy to let rumors get out of control in these kinds of situations.
Especially in a small town.
Do they ever look into those rumors about drugs?
Oh, they did, especially after someone sent in an anonymous tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, saying Brianna was being held captive by these local drug dealers.
Oh,
They really went after that lead.
dead end.
And like all the others. exactly one of the most frustrating parts of this whole case.
The lack of evidence.
Yeah, it's like chasing shadows.
You think you're getting close.
Boom, poof. Nothing.
Going.
So was there any theory that seemed to make sense?
There was one,
What's that?
that the car was staged at the Dutch burn house.
To throw off the investigation.
Exactly.
That is creepy.
It definitely implies that this was planned out.
Someone knew what they were doing.
And it makes that 40-minute window even more interesting.
The one between when she left work and when her car was first seen?
Right.
40 minutes isn't much time.
Not at all.
To think someone pulled off some big cover-up in that time.
It makes you wonder if this was all planned out.
Or was it a spur-of-the-moment thing?
What do you think?
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
A planned-out thing means someone was waiting for her.
They knew her routine,
That's scary.
but if it was a reaction to something,
That's weird, too.
like what would make someone stage a car like that?
And then the Dutch burn house burned down.
Yeah, back in 2016. Was it an accident?
A group of teenagers.
Oh, so sad.
This is already pretty messed up.
So no one cared about it.
I guess not.
It's like a key piece of this puzzle just went up in smoke.
Literally.
And you said earlier that police looked into Brianna's ex-boyfriend.
James Robitou.
What was his story?
He said he saw Brianna's car that night,
Okay.
but his story kept changing.
Oh, no.
And he admitted to turning off the car's headlights and closing the doors.
That is suspicious.
Definitely raised some eyebrows.
So the police looked into him.
They checked everything.
Alibi phone records.
Everything.
Nothing.
For another dead end.
It's a pattern with this case.
It's like a puzzle with missing pieces.
Yeah. And the pieces you do have don't fit together.
Meanwhile, Brianna's family just wants answers.
I can't even imagine.
Did they look into anyone else?
Every possibility.
People Brianna knew.
Strangers, sex offenders tip.
Anything.
Nope.
They even thought maybe she disappeared on purpose.
It's a tough one to think about. Why would someone just walk away?
Especially someone so young.
It's baffling.
Some people said maybe she was running away from something.
Or maybe she got involved with the wrong people.
But there's no proof.
So it's all just guessing.
Yeah, but we need to remember who Brianna was.
Not just the mystery.
Right.
Who was she?
She was a bright young woman.
A lot of potential.
She loved music. She had friends. She was working 2 jobs.
Saving up for college.
She had goals.
It makes it even sadder.
Knowing she had so much to look forward to.
Yeah, this wasn't just some puzzle.
It's a real person.
And her life affected so many people.
And her being gone leaves such a big hole.
We can't forget that. It really is a tragedy.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about the investigators and all the work that they do.
Trying to give these families some peace.
Did they ever find anything that pointed them in the right direction?
Well, once the case was taken seriously, they really tried everything.
Forensics.
They analyzed the car, hoping for fingerprints or DNA,
Smart.
maybe something that could lead to a suspect.
Did they find anything?
And they even used that ground-penetrating radar.
To search near the Dutch burn house?
Yeah, hoping to find any trace of Brianna.
Anything at all?
Sadly, no.
Nothing.
Not really. The car was pretty much useless.
Because of the delay.
Yeah, and being out in the open like that.
And the ground searches.
Those were a bust, too.
So, no wonder this case is still unsolved.
So many dead ends.
But what about the town itself?
Montgomery.
Yeah. Small town like that.
This must have been a big deal. It really shook things up.
Yeah, I bet.
People didn't feel safe anymore.
Like their small town wasn't safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Parents were scared to let their kids out alone.
Makes sense.
People were nervous to go out at night.
Like a shadow hanging over the town.
It's powerful how something like this can affect a whole community.
Did things ever go back to normal?
Eventually,
Yeah.
It's a new normal.
I get it.
But they never forgot about Brianna.
I wouldn't either.
Her face is still on missing person posters.
All over the state.
And people still talk about her.
Makes you wonder what really happened.
It does, and it reminds you to be careful.
To watch out for each other.
And never take your safety for granted.
It's a good reminder.
So what do we take away from all of this?
What have we learned?
Sometimes, even with all the technology and experts,
Some mysteries just stay mysteries.
it's tough to think about.
It is. But we can't just give up, right?
Never. We got to keep Brianna's story alive.
Keep asking questions.
Keep the pressure on.
Hoping something new will turn up.
A new witness, new evidence.
You never know.
Exactly. So if anyone out there listening knows anything about what happened to Brianna,
Please say something.
even if it seems small or unimportant,
It might be the missing piece.
you never know.
And to Brianna's family,
We're thinking of you.
we hope you get the answers you're looking for.
And to everyone listening.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the disappearance of Brianna Maitland.
It's a story that reminds us that sometimes even in a world that tries to make sense of everything,
Some things will always remain a mystery.
thanks for listening.
See you next time.